Hello, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and I'm answering publicly posted questions on avo.com, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Here's our question: how come I do not have a prima facie case in this sexual harassment matter? I asked my union to represent me in a sexual harassment free speech rights case in 2018. Okay, you've already lost me. Are we dealing with sexual harassment or freedom of speech? So maybe we got to firm that up for this answer to make sense to you. So you might want, I'm available for follow up. If whatever answer I give you at the end of this question is not the answer to the question you're actually asking, I'll make you another video. I want to help, but I just got to understand, because free speech, that's a right you have. The freedom of speech is a right you have against the government. I don't know if you work for the government, but it doesn't necessarily look like it right here. And often free speech, certainly I could see how free speech would be tied to a sexual harassment matter, but it doesn't often come packaged that way, so I might not be understanding. They might be two separate things. They might be related in a way I don't understand, so I want to help. So if my answer doesn't help you, just follow up, and I'll try to give you another answer, a better answer, more accurate, or at least more informed answer. Okay, so I tried to bring the sexual harassment free speech rights case in 2018. The harassment took place in 2011 when I was not a member of the union. Okay, so you're going to have to speak to employment attorneys in your state, because you might be outside your statute of limitations if that is a sexual harassment case. The male I was accusing, meanwhile, was a union member in 2011. The union said they would not protect my free speech rights unless I completed a formal investigation with the employer. I then began the sexual harassment investigation process, at which point they told me they would not represent me as I was not a member when the harassment took place. They did, however, say they would give me free legal advice. This free legal advice had no clearly stated deadline, making me conclude that they would see me through the investigation process completely, even though they did not have to. They also had 3 union representatives, however, sit and listen to my version of what took place. One of these union representatives went on to represent the male I was accusing once my employer conducted their internal investigation. In August, I asked the union to petition my employer to reopen my case. They again stated they would not help me with this process, as I was not a member when the harassment took place. Okay. So I have so many questions. And I don't think I can even give you an answer. But I'm going to rattle off these questions, and if you can firm things up for me, I'll try to put together an answer for you. So first and foremost, why are you doing this with the union? Why is the union getting involved in this? This is not, if the union represents both of you, if you're both union members, usually what a union would do is say, hey, this is between union members, we shouldn't get involved. Also, frankly, from your point of view, I would not recommend using the union for this, because this isn't really what unions do. This is what employment attorneys do. Sexual harassment claims, in my opinion, are much better when represented by counsel, not by the union, okay? Generally, even if a union is willing to get involved in sexual harassment, which many of them aren't, even when they're willing, it's not that great an idea. They don't do it for a living, right? If you don't run hundreds of these cases, hundreds, if not thousands, year after year after year, you're going to miss things. This is a very specialized, very aggressive, detail-oriented field where things can go wrong and the value of a claim can evaporate like that. So I would not recommend messing around with this union on this. I don't know what's going on with the free speech rights thing versus the sexual harassment. I'm just going to assume you mean sexual harassment, and you can set me straight. Do I think it's inappropriate that the person you gave your statement to went on to represent him? That does sound inappropriate to me. But again, I would just talk to a local attorney about this, right? You know, a good, experienced employment attorney, somebody who just does this. You don't want somebody who's like, oh, I do personal injury and matrimonial, and I do some wills, and occasionally I represent a victim of sexual harassment. That's so many red flags. Don't do that. What do you do for a living? I'm an employment attorney. I represent victims in the workplace. Oh, all right. Now we're talking. That's the kind of attorney you need, right? Um, you ask the union to petition the employer to reopen the case. Yeah, they're not going to do that, and the employer is not going to reopen your case if your case is still viable, if it's still timely under local statute of limitations, which you can only learn from either Googling the local statutes or talking to a local employment attorney. Um, that would probably be the best path for you, right? Have a case. Don't ask your employer to punish itself or to punish this guy. They're clearly not interested in doing that, and the union's clearly not interested in helping you. It's time to talk to an experienced employment attorney. I hope this helps. I feel like I may not have fully understood your question, and that's on me. I'm sorry. But like I said, if there's more information or if I'm misunderstanding something, let me know, and I'll try to do a better job. If this did help, consider liking or subscribing, maybe even leaving a comment down below. It really helps me to help more people just like you.